Welcome, fight fans around Telaria. It is Fight Night Telaria. We are back. The pandemic tried to stop us, but we will not be dissuaded. After a hiatus, we are back again. And let me tell you, if there was ever a fight to reboot, if there was ever a monumentous challenge to bring back the Fight Night, this would be it. We have the match you've wanted. We have the match you need. This is the match that you have to see. The match of all matches. It is Deathknight versus Ultimate Deathknight here in the ring. Fight Night Telaria, and let me tell you, I am absolutely ecstatic. This is the ultimate in David versus Goliath. This is the ultimate in the little man fighting the big man. This is corporation versus small business. This is Ukraine versus, this is not politics. But this is the opportunity to see if Deathknight can finally take down his most hated foe. He thought he was getting an upgrade. He thought he was going to become a star, but instead they did him shady. They did him sly, and instead a brand new champion, Ultimate Deathknight, appears. But Deathknight, fear not. This is the opportunity to make good, to show the world that you will not be denied, you will not be discounted. So let's get into it with the tale of the tape. Here the tape brought to you by Ode to Despair. If you've ever wanted the essence of buying 30 sacreds only to pull 2 dupe Tilas, Ode to Despair. It is the scent of regret. Now available in 22 Twin Towers scents. Alright, so here it is. This is 4 dungeons, 1 clan boss, mono a mono. We set up the teams identical. The only difference is the 5th champion, which would be Deathknight or Ultimate Deathknight. We're going to take them through Ice Golem 20, Spider 20, Dragon 20, and finally, of course, the Fire Knight 20. And then we'll end it up with a clan boss with an unkillable Demetha team. They're going to insert themselves right into there and fight it out. The points: 1 point for best time, 1 point for personal best damage, -1 if you fail to complete the dungeon, and a +1 if you complete the dungeon that your opponent can't. For the clan boss, it is 1 point for damage, 1 point for team damage. If by chance we have a tie at the end of the 4 dungeons, we will end the clan boss. We go to a fastest 12-6 brutal campaign run. And there it is. You see them. You see Deathknight on the left. You see Ultimate Deathknight on the right. You see their stats. Deathknight, obviously, he has a mountain to climb. No banner, no necklace. He's in great savage gear. He's got a quad roll ring to try to make up stats wherever he can. And you can see there the highlights: over 200 crit damage without a crit damage ring. He's almost 200 speed. He's got 2000 attack and almost 30k HP. So overall, putting the best stats he can out there. On the flip side, you have the defensive stalwart in Ultimate Deathknight. You see that he's got 50, almost 60k HP. He's got over 55 or 50, yeah, over 5,500 defense, and still a little bit crit rate. But the big thing, of course, that monstrous resistant accuracy, which is going to help with his passives. These two kits could not be further from the same. Deathknight with like 2 abilities, Ultimate Deathknight with like 12 abilities. Let me tell you, this is an uphill battle. But if there is ever a moment for Deathknight to take back the shame, to take back the hate, to take back the undersided, inexcusable pain that he was delivered at the hands of Telaria with the addition of Ultimate Deathknight, now is the time. Now is the time to say, hey, I will not be forgotten. I will not be excused. I will not be pushed away into the sunset. I am here to stay, and my name is Deathknight. So without further ado, let's get out of there and let's get into this. Let's fight it. We're going to start in the Ice Golem dungeon. So without any more hesitation, here it is, Fight Night Telaria. Welcome back, and it's Deathknight versus Ultimate Deathknight. And we are underway. You can see the team being used. This is a seer team. This is a team used specifically to get to the boss. We want to see what these champions can do with the boss. So what we have here is we have a Bad Alcazar, a Kymar to reset, Draco for some really good damage, plus the debuffs, Seer obviously to burn the waves, and then our Ultimate Deathknight. They'll do very little at the beginning here, but all the damage counts. So you see that big AoE by Ultimate Deathknight. That's a big deal. That's a big difference. So now they're on the boss, 20 some seconds in, looking good, everything going forth. That big shield, huge Huge ability. Look, they are not even taking damage. Look at that. Boom. Oh, trying to hit Draco. No such deal. Ultimate Deathknight takes on that damage, laughs it off. No debuffs on him. A top tier champion for this event for sure. Ooh, very close. A couple near deaths, but they are still alive. That means they're still ticking. And there's Bad L doing what he does best. And then Ultimate Deathknight comes in behind. Those shields come in clutch, allowing the Seer to get that second big hit off. And there it is. Easy win. 56 seconds with a 355k damage for Ultimate Deathknight. Let's see what Deathknight can do in response. Here we are, Deathknight, same team, same deal. We're going to get up to the boss, and then we're going to find out what happens here. So, this pretty much as always, you see there, that's the big difference. He's got a big hit on that A1, but it isn't the same as that AoE. Can he make up that damage on the boss? Can he hold up and get some really good, strong hits on these champions up there, and at least maybe steal a point away? That's a tough time, under 1 minute, but can he at least take care of business, take some damage, make some damage. There's the first one, 59k. That's not a lot. That's not enough to catch up to that 353, but if he gets it enough times, there he is. Oh, with that big counter, that's beautiful. And he is still going strong. Everything seems to be going in his favor. Here comes the big, oh my god, he's dead. Oh my god, this is a tragic moment. He is motionless on the ground. We are not sure if this can even continue. He is not moving at all. He's motionless. The doctors have been alerted. They have to make it all the way up. Who thought this was a good idea to put this on the top of a hill? The medics are taking their time, and Deathknight has not moved since that big crushing hit. Meanwhile, the team trying to carry him forth. They still get it through at 111. Deathknight gets at 182, but that was a big hit. Will he be able to survive? Oh, we're getting word that indeed Deathknight, he is up on his feet. He is moving. He's up on one foot. The other foot was dislodged. They have to reconnect it before the next match. But he does have some time before Spider. Very, very scary event until, of course, we realize Deathknight's dead. So he can't actually die. And we just have to reconnect his bones in the right place. And he should be good for the next match. But here we go. It's time to move on to the next match, which is the Spider. And Spider event up next. You see, this is another big moment. Ultimate Deathknight just made for this. He's going to sit there. He's going to sit at the front. He's going to say, hit me, Spiderlings. Hit me, you little bitches. I'm going to take you down. He is weak affinity. He doesn't care. He's just going to sit there with all his resistance and just, hey, some decreased attack, save him a little bit of pain, but no big deal. He's going to allow the rest of this team to do what they need to do. This is, of course, not traditionally an HP burn team, though Venus is putting that HP burn down for some extra damage, and he's just sitting here. He's laughing it off. He puts a shield up. He doesn't care. The fight, ooh, big damage coming in, but Ultimate Deathknight being Ultimate Deathknight here and just taking the punches without a care in the world, while allowing the Cold Hearts to do their job. Sylar slowing things down a little bit, not letting that boss take a turn, and altogether this team is just perfectly executed here as Deathknight takes the hits, heals himself, everything you want him to do and more. And this should be over pretty soon here. Pretty easy fight. It looks like so far. Are we going to get about 120 maybe damage? Do we have there's the Heartseeker. There he is, down 108. He did 797, 265 damage. And it's time to bring us over to the next fight, which is, of course, Deathknight. Now, Deathknight, not quite the same kit, a little different. Can he do damage to make up for that defensive ability? Can he hold his team together on the Spider? We're about to find out here. Everything's starting as normal. We've got the speed decrease. We've got the Cold Hearts laying down their initial hits. We've got HP burn. Now it's time for the Cold Hearts to Heartseek. That's what we need. We need damage, and we need it fast. That is not damage. Oh, no. Oh no, they're starting to take out the Cold Hearts. That's okay. Cool, she gets her Heartseeker off. Oh, there's another hit. This could be the beginning of the end. They're going after the Cold Hearts very hard. Really, Deathknight's just watching. He's not hitting very hard. He's just watching the fight. He's now Sylar's going to be killed, and he is still there doing nothing. He seems to be frozen. He seems to be scared. I think the Spider may have put a little fear. Oh, no, he goes after her. Hits her, but she kind of looks at him like he is not. Oh, there. Oh no, now it's Deathknight. Oh my God, Deathknight is getting absolutely manhandled. Weak hit. Doesn't matter. He's gonna die. He's down. He is down again. Can he handle 2 deaths? And oh dear. Venus nearly picked him up. Venus nearly finished at 4, but not quite. Couldn't quite get those HP birds down in time. And we are seeing the beginning of the end here. There is no way that Venus is going to be able to solo this out. So that is a fail and a tough hit on the scoreboard. Deathknight down again. They're going to put him back together. But let's move on to the Dragon and see what Ultimate Deathknight can do here. Ultimate Deathknight so far is really cleaning house here. And it's unfortunate. We wanted it to be better. We wanted it to be more. We wanted it to be competitive. But they're never say never. This is the moment. Hey, Dragon's a new dungeon. He can get this back. He is, of course, down 5 to -1 right now. So a little bit scary. But hopefully he can bring something back in this third dungeon and make this a little bit more competitive. We're all rooting for Deathknight. He deserves this. He deserves to be better. He deserves to go. Oh my God. Wait, there is no defense down on this Dragon. This might be the moment needed as the Ultimate Deathknight Brezhnevs himself with a twirl and a twist and hits the Dragon in a very unique fighting style. But that not having that defense down on that initial group of hits may be the window. That may be the window for Deathknight to get in here. 56 seconds, 452 damage. Now it's time to see what our Deathknight can do. There is a small window here, a small opportunity, a small ray of light shining through the window as the Ultimate Deathknight, they didn't lay down all the debuffs they needed, and now here's the opportunity that he has been waiting for. Can he get back into this so far one-sided event? We're all rooting for him. Let's see what happens as we get through the waves. Pretty easy. It's all about the Dragon. It's all about the damage on the Dragon. It's all about what they can do. They're going through the masses here. Will they get that weaken down in time or not? Again, you see here, because of how the turn order is, that debuff as well, it did not have the weaken. It did not have the defense down at the same time. Draco didn't put it down yet. And so how much damage are they going to lose? Now both sides have made this critical error in judgment. Is it something they could have looked at and prepped for? I don't think it matters, but man, oh man, here's the opportunity. He is clicking up on it. And what? Oh my God, 53 seconds. He has done it. He is on the board. He's erased that -1. 53 versus 56 seconds, 199,921. Not enough to take the damage, but Deathknight is crawling back. What a great opportunity. Now let's go into the Fire Knight. I'm a little bit fired up now. This is a different story. It's a different game. So here we are, Fire Knight. You see this team here, a very different team, probably not a team you've seen, featuring Whisper, her top tier damage on bosses, going to be really strong on here. And we have the Venus and Cupidus combo just doing tons of damage. Is really great here. Probably going to be mostly passenger, although again, that AoE damage from Deathknight may come into handy here. So Ultimate Deathknight does have it, and there it is right there. It's okay damage. It's not great damage, but when you're counting tens of Ks of damage difference between the two, something very important. So 37 seconds, pretty easy to the boss now. Can they get out the shield and then let Allure do her thing? This is where Allure excels. Weak affinity, she doesn't care. Strong affinity, even better. Man, oh man, Ultimate Deathknight prancing up there like a princess and hitting the shield, getting it open. Allure with the final hits, and now the shield is open, and it's just all about raw damage at this point. How much damage can this team do? Look at the big damage by Whisper as she starts working on Fire Knight like he owes her money. Boom. Oh, another double big hit. 250,000 followed by 232. She is just hitting him hard. It is getting crazy, the damage going on here. Let's see, they're almost done. What is it, 122? Yes, they finished it at 122. Ultimate Deathknight with 118k down. That's low damage. That is another opening. Hey, 122, pretty good time for a team like this, but that damage is very small. Remember, Deathknight can hit. He's in Savage. Up against that Fire Knight, he's gonna be able to catch up. Can he catch up is the question. Can he shake off those early 2 losses? Oh my God. Oh my. He nearly dies there in the first wave, but somehow manages to live. This is a scary moment for Deathknight. Can he survive this? He has next to no damage. He is one hit away from losing this fight, and it's a matter, can his team... Oh my god, they got a quad sleep. Allure got a quad sleep on weak affinity to save Deathknight. Talking about picking up a teammate, Deathknight owes Allure flowers, roses, whatever he can, because she just saved his life there. Now we get to the boss. Now we get to the shield. What's going to happen? There's not a double hit there, but it should still be okay. There it is. Allure's going to crack it open, even get one stack of the turn meter reduction. Now it's all over. Turn meter next to nothing. Now here's where he gets to catch up. His single target damage cannot be ignored. It is not bad. There he is. Oh, weak hits. That is bad. That is not what you needed. When you want to catch up, you cannot weak hit like that. The team's picking you up in damage, but you need to do something yourself. Another weak hit. He is hitting like... he is hitting really bad. The time is up, but he does just enough. Those 2 weak hits, just enough. 147k. It's a split 1-1 again as we go into the final clan boss fight. Now here we are. It is the clan boss. Here it is, Ultimate Deathknight. An opportunity. Look, at this point, Ultimate Deathknight is won. But can Deathknight pick himself up? He started 0-2. Then he was -1 to 3. But the last 2, he split them. He was able to get some damage. He was able to finish it a little bit quicker on the dragon. And now we're looking at a 1 to 5, 7. It's 7-1 for the Ultimate Deathknight. But everyone knows that the clan boss is near and dear to all of their hearts. And if Deathknight can somehow pull this upset off on Ultimate Deathknight, yes, he will still lose the competition, but he will win his pride, he will win the respect of the community, and Fight Night Telaria at large. So let us see what happens. We're going to speed this up and get to the end of this and see what happens for our boys. All right, final steps here, and there it is, the done 63 million damage result on Ultra Nightmare, Ultimate Deathknight with 3.7 million. Not a one-key affair, but a pretty respectable showing for someone who's not really meant to be in the clan boss. Now, the question on everyone's mind is, hey, look, Ultimate Deathknight has won. He's a legendary champion. He was supposed to. But can a common champion in Deathknight salvage something out of this? Show the pride that is Deathknight and take this final clan boss, take the biggest event of the group, and at least show it's 7-1 right now. But could it be 7-3? Could it be a moral victory? Could it be an opportunity to salvage something from this event? Deathknight, right now, clan boss up next. Here we go, same team, and Deathknight. Oh, so here's the problem. Here is what he is stacked up against him. We have a force affinity clan boss. That means he is weak hitting here. He is a weak hitting champion against this clan boss. What a deficit, but he is going to give it his all. Let's go to the end. Let's fast forward through this fight and see what the final result is. Deathknight already lost 7-1. Can he make it 7-3? Can he show the pride of his family, his friends, and everything he's been through? Let's find out right now. We are going to rejoin this fight. Turn 45. You can see the numbers. He has now surpassed the damage of Ultimate Deathknight. What a moment. Feel it. Rejoice at Deathknight. You have surpassed the damage. We'll see what your individual damage is at the end of the fight, but what an opportunity here for you, this moment, to actually walk into the clan boss, the hardest content that you will face in Fight Night, and to surpass the legendary champion that is supposed to supplant you as the man in bones, Deathknight himself. Deathknight, everyone, on the far right-hand side, still giving it his all. Weak hitting, what is he supposed to do? But he knows what to do. He just needs to try, needs to pull himself up off of the dirt. He was in Ice Golem on the dirt. He was in Spider on the dirt. But he rallied back. He got a couple points in the Dragon and the Fire Knight, stealing 2 points and erasing that -1 from the Spider fail. And now here he is getting another point on the clan boss. Can he make it to is the last question. Is he able to get that final little bit of damage? And can he do a 1-key? Wouldn't that be interesting? If Deathknight, it doesn't look good. He's only got 1 turn left, but it doesn't matter anymore. A weak hit. He's tired. He's probably exhausted. His arm looks like it's ready to fall off, but I tell you, he is ear to ear. He knows at this point he has shown up for the final battle to give his all. And, oh, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? The OG himself stops at 69. Yes, he did. Deathknight 9.7, 9.759. He has done it. He has 2-0'd the clan boss to salvage this fight. My God, what a finale. What a showing by Deathknight. You have done us all proud, man. Stand tall. You have done everything you could do and came out, in my opinion, on top. There we go, everyone. Another fight night in the books. I hope you had as much fun as I did for the return of Fight Night. Deathknight versus Ultimate Deathknight. And what can you say? Deathknight, the little skeleton that could, up against the powerhouse legendary, the new kid on the block. And I gotta tell you, it did not look good early. He lost 2-0 in the Ice Golem pretty handily. I mean, look at it, 111 versus 56 seconds. And close to double the damage. 182 versus 355 didn't look good. Then Spider, it got worse. You had 108,797 for the Ultimate Deathknight, who just seemed to be made for the content as that weak affinity champion. Some of those old style non-HP burn comps that were prevalent in the early 2000s of this game. And again, 2 points for Ultimate Deathknight and a bonus point for finishing it when Deathknight could not finish it. Only 192 damage, couldn't finish the content, down on the floor again. But he would not quit. And then comes the Dragon, the start of the turnaround here. Dragon, he pulls a 3-second differential win on time. Still didn't win damage, 199 versus 452, but split the decision. Big deal. And then the Fire Knight, big moment. Almost got the time, 3 seconds off, just 3 seconds slower, but got that 147 versus 118 damage and split that. Then the clan boss, his last moment, and let me tell you, in true Deathknight fashion, pulls the 69 million, because of course he did, and 9.75 million damage versus 63 million and 3.7 million damage for Ultimate Deathknight. A 2-0 win for Deathknight to finish it out. Yes, 7-3 Ultimate Deathknight to Deathknight, but hey, I gotta tell you, in my heart, the winner is absolutely Deathknight. He showed up as a common champion. What could he have done with a crit damage necklace? What could he do with a banner? What could he do if he were given the same love and respect that this Ultimate new Deathknight new upstart has shown? I tell you, I salute you, Deathknight. I am proud of you. I appreciate you. Now, for the rest of you who made it through here, thank you very much for watching the video. I absolutely appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed Fight Night Telaria, back after a couple years of pandemic hiatus. We are back. We are here. And that is another wrap. So, as always, as we say here in Telaria, please be kind to one another, be safe in the world, and we'll see you in the next Fight Night.